Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And today the movie I'm reviewing is called The Lesson. This psychological drama by Bleecker Street is now playing in select theaters. The movie is rated R, is an hour and 43 minutes, and the overall score I'm going to give it is a B. Let me explain why. I know it's unusual for film critics to give the score before they've explained what they saw or felt during the film, but such is the case with this one. So I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, and recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that I think you might also like, or you might like better than this one. All right, so in a nutshell, the story is about a young author who takes a tutoring position at the estate of a legendary writer. The film was directed by Alice Troughton and written by Alex McKee. So on a personal note, I'm an author of 31 books, and so I'm always intrigued by movies about writers. I love seeing their process and what inspires them, what their muse is, and how they're able to produce a published work of art. Hopefully it's artistic. Anyway, so here are some of the things that I really liked about this movie. First of all, the fantastic cast gives excellent performances and includes Richard E. Grant, Julie Delpy, Daryl McCormick, and many more. Now, Daryl McCormick is a fantastic new and upcoming actor who has already been nominated for several awards. I hadn't seen him in anything before I watched the movie Good Luck to You, Leo Grand. Now, he was perfect in that movie, although the movie itself was shocking to me in its full nudity and sex. Incredible, absolutely incredible, Oscar-winning performance, really, by Emma Thompson. Now, I don't know if she will get the Oscar. I'm thinking she's going to be nominated. We'll see. But she was very courageous and did things in this movie I was surprised. I never thought that I would see her do, and certainly things that I wouldn't do. But anyway, back to this movie. All of the characters in this film appear to exist in a type of prison and are extremely flawed. So it's fascinating to see the decisions that they make, to see what their motivations are. And when they don't even understand their own motivations, as the audience, we can look in and go, oh, okay, then. So fantastic and fascinating and creative camera angles. I thought the cinematography by Anna Patarkina is exceptional. There's a fun twist that you probably are not going to see coming. And I was surprised to see a family of capybara on the property of the estate. They're native to South America, but this movie is supposed to take place in England. So when I saw them, it's just this quick little glance at the scene. They're all on the grass looking over the water. I'm like, wait, what? And that makes you think, is this family that rich that they can ship in capybara from South America? And I wondered why? Why was that included in the movie? Comment down below. Let me know what you think. If there's symbolism or if it was just random, or again, just sort of underlining how rich this family was. I don't know. So there's also this robotic lawn mower scene. And I didn't even know that was a thing, like a Roomba. I have a Roomba, but I didn't know I could get a lawnmower that could do that. So, wow. Let me know if you ever have used one or seen one. And again, I think that also underscores how the family is robotic. They are working on the very specific things that they're interested in, and let the household, including family members, run amok. They don't care as long as they get to do their thing. And I thought that was interesting. The musical score I thought was very playful and doesn't always follow exactly what's happening in the scene, where it could be very dramatic music, but the music might be more whimsical. And I was like, interesting choice, because then you realize that this scene has some irony and humor in it that is very dark Anyway, I thought that that was really great. Now, with all that great praise, there were some things I didn't like or just thought could have been done better or differently. For example, it takes a while to get the story really going, as much as you can understand what's happening. Now, part of that is intentional. They want you to slowly see the mystery evolve, which is done well, but still in the beginning, I'm like, okay, what's the point? Where are we going with this? It would have been clever, I think, to have the film divided into chapters rather than the parts that we see on title cards, because books, right? Now I know some books are written in parts as well. Many of the decisions I mentioned that are made by the characters just made me cringe. They did things that I would never do. And I was just like, interesting motivation here. Why did they choose to do these things? Anyway, comment down below. Let me know what you think. And then let me give you some tips for parents. I think kids are going to be extremely bored. There is profanity, including F-bombs. We see two people naked on the ground from a distance. We know what they're doing. And I was just like, bah. That's kind of always my reaction when I see naked people on the ground. I'm like, bah. All right, so some of the themes that are illustrated very well are parenting or the lack thereof, writing, marriage and infidelity, tough love, control, dysfunctional families, grief and loss, deception, moving forward, artistic competition, and beware of ever meeting your heroes. I think that's an interesting one too. So whenever I watch movies, I'm always taking notes and I write down funny lines and interesting lines simply to share with you so you can get a taste for the dialogue and the script writing quality. Now, I didn't write down any funny lines. There is some dark comedic moments, but this is not a comedy. And just nothing made me laugh out loud, like funny. However, I did write down quite a few interesting lines, and you can see them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. I'll share a few of them with you right now. One is spoken by Liam Summers. He's played by Daryl McCormick, the young tutor. And he says, words are triggers for me. And I thought that that was an interesting line because we're seeing so many people now who are struggling with emotional health, and so many things trigger them. And many of them now have the courage to say that triggers me, and they've been able to identify that it's a trigger. And sometimes that's a difficult thing to be able to learn. And so anyway, I thought that was interesting. And then M. Sinclair, who is this famous and obviously wealthy author, he's played really beautifully by Richard E. Grant. He says, there are no new ideas. And really, from a literature point of view, it's kind of true. There are only a handful of story arcs or story structures. And so I thought that that was interesting that he said that. And then another line that he says is, good writers borrow, great writers steal. And that's a big theme in the movie. Now, before we go, let me give you some recommendations for some other films that I immediately thought of as I was watching this one. The first one is called A Little White Lie. Now, it's a little bit more lighthearted, or I should say a lot more lighthearted than this one, but it's also about a very successful author who has some struggles, to put it mildly. Anyway, excellent performances. Check that out. I did a movie review of that not too long ago. Another movie about a famous artist and writers and artists in general is called The Pact, and lessons are learned there as well. It could have aptly been called The Lesson also. And I did a movie review of that one, so check that one out. And then another movie, which is more of a sarcastic comedy about authors and the publishing industry as a whole, is called Bestsellers. So I also did a movie review of that one in 2021. Man, it seems like that just came out. But anyway, check out that one as well. All right, that is it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. When you get a minute, run over to Instagram. You can learn about my books when they are up for sale on Amazon, as well as offered for free on Amazon Kindle. And my podcast, my online courses, and silly memes that I post to make people laugh. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.